The fact is that Europe is half pregnant. It cannot seem to unite itself around in any political or economic issue other than Ukraine. So at this point, with a higher base for energy, with divided nations, with populists kind of on the fringes selling this idea that Europe needs to concentrate on itself, it's in disarray. If you take the G7 countries, they lag behind the rest of the world in terms of GDP growth over the last 10, 12 years. Donald Trump has been pure poison for Europe. So at this point, Europe is reduced to kowtowing to the United States. When you have one of your senior leaders going on saying daddy to Donald Trump, who has no empathy for Europe, I think it's really telling.
So let's think about what has happened to Europe to get itself half pregnant. What we've seen is Russia has invaded Ukraine right on Europe's doorstep. There has been a fall off in productivity and competitiveness. And then third is the unpredictability of the United States towards Europe and how it is changing. All of those things lead towards a catalyst, and a catalyst that can actually drive Europe. I consider it to be a half pregnancy, which is basically there is a possibility of rebirth and so forth going forward. So in that respect, I have a lot of optimism towards Europe. That doesn't mean that there aren't problems. Of course there are problems.
Well, first, Clay, understand that it's an impossibility to be half pregnant. You're either pregnant or you're not. So the analogy is that Europe is in an impossible situation, vis-a-vis the United States especially. So what I would suggest is that Europe grow a spine, that they come together, not as creating a new organization, but simply get together with BRICS, Mercosur, the African Union, ASEAN, and march down to tell Donald Trump that he has to stop this kind of colonial game of trying to pit countries against each other to gain his favor.